Oh, I almost forgot. Forgot. Where is... There we go. Hello, Haley Kimnim. Is it Haley Kim or... Did I get it right? Haley Kimnim, hello. Muninim, hello. Hello, Jingnim. Am I saying it right? Jing? Am I saying it right? Jingnim? Yuanim, Tiffany, Malangnim, Uninim, Hongshinim, Yaramiznim. Hey, what's up? Bayer. I don't think we've met before, Bayernim. How goes it? How is everyone doing today? How's your weekend? Oh, I hope I don't accidentally close this window. Yeah, hi. Hello. My weekend was, pretty normal. I didn't really do much. How was your weekend? How was your weekend? Long-time listener, first-time talker. Well, welcome to the chat. Thank you for joining in the chat. How you doing today? It feels like I was waiting for you from yesterday. Really? Did you have something you wanted to ask me? Or what? Is there something you wanted to ask me? Hello, Nox님, Sujin님. SY님, 여행자님, Jeannie님, Wake Up님, what's up? Rosie님, Jing님, Sunny Tochi님, 이가혜님, thank you very much for the membership support. I really appreciate that. 룰루님, 이가희님, Harry Park님, hello, good evening. Yes, how was your day? Just like I was saying, I didn't really do much, so it was pretty normal for me. How was yours? Yeah, it's good to see you. Good to see everybody. Hi. It's pretty late. Isn't it? I thought English. You thought English? You mean you thought in English? What happens at this hour? Not much. We just chat. I'm just curious to know how your weekend was. Today was really busy. I'm ready for moving. Oh, you're getting ready to move. Okay, Uninim. You're getting ready to move. Where are you moving? You're moving your home, right? No, I clicked the streaming alarm too fast. 남자 여자한테 고백하다 영어로 어떻게? You confess your feelings. If you're not, you tell someone how you feel. You tell someone. Now, you're not talking about proposing, right? You're talking about just telling someone how you feel. In my experience, and from my experience, I don't think there is a certain word that they use. If it's not a proposal, proposing is usually when you ask the person to marry you. So when a guy or a woman asks someone else to marry them, that's a proposal, and that is proposing. But if it's not proposing, it's just you just tell them you like them. Yeah. Well, okay. All right. So your son hooked up with a girl? How did she take it? Your son told a girl that he liked her. So how did she take it? That's cute. That's cute, isn't it? Yeah, that's really cute. This is first time. It is so much fun. Oh, this is your first time tuning into the stream? Welcome to the stream. They used the word confess. If you were really looking for a single word to use, yes, you could say confess. But they don't really say confess. They just tell, he just told him he liked her, or she told him that she liked him. Yeah, how did she take it? Is your wife out for a workout again? No, we actually just came back from dinner. It was kind of a late dinner now that I'm looking at the clock. But we just had dinner. We came back, and I don't know. I think she's taking a bath now. And my dogs, they're just resting downstairs. So I just figured I'd spend some time with you guys. Ask you guys. Hold on a second. Let me make the channel. So anybody who's using Discord, if you feel like sharing any voice messages with us, go ahead and do that. I'm making the server right now. It's up. We had 갈비. We had 양념 갈비. It was good. We hadn't had it in quite some time. It was the first time in several months, I think. It was good. Andrew says, don't use confess. Yeah, it sounds too formal. It sounds a little scary, too. And especially when you're talking about kids doing it, it's a little too serious, you know what I mean? No. It's okay. You can be in your bed. Don't worry about it. Ieng also had 갈비 today. Sounds good. Sam, I was wondering, what is your year-end plans? I don't have any year-end plans. I'm not really the planning type. I guess I could come up with some things, but I'm not really good at, keeping up with my plans. So I just, but I do work pretty hard every day. So I just find myself that I just don't find myself to be like the planning type of person, you know what I mean? I guess you could say marinated. Like marinated pork. When we say 갈비, it's not necessarily the ribs, right? When we say 갈비 in Korean, is it always the ribs? Is it really from the ribs? Is there really that much meat on the ribs? Anyway, so I think 양념 is like marinated ribs. I guess you could just say ribs. I had macaws today. What are macaws? I don't know what macaws are. Do you have an English name? I think we talked about this for a short briefly in our last stream. I've had several different English names throughout my career. So I guess the answer to that is no, not really. I don't really have an English name. Oh, okay. My son gave her Pepero a hairband and a keyring letter. Wow. Okay, I take that back when I said that it wasn't serious when kids did it. It seems pretty serious. Wow, he was really he went all out. He really went all out, didn't he? Wow, okay. So he did it. It wasn't just, hey, I like you. It wasn't just his words, but he actually came up with this whole gift. Like he had a plan. Did he take her somewhere, like to the park or something? My curiosity won, so I saw the poster you uploaded on Discord, and surprisingly, you were right. I had nightmare 2 days in a row. Wow. See, I warned you. I warned you that the poster would give you nightmares. Could you walk through your routine if I don't have a routine. I really don't have a routine. Routine is a word that is very far from like how I spend my day, because I go to bed and wake up at different times probably every single day. And so I would be lying if I told you that I had a routine. I just I take my dogs out once a day. And that usually takes like 3 or 4 hours at least, because we don't just walk them in the neighborhood. We usually take them out to a clean park. And we have to take our car out to do that. And besides that, yeah, I work as much as I can. I spend some time with my wife as well, and yeah, so I don't really have a routine. I wish I did. I wish I had a regular routine, like on a daily basis. That would be so much more healthy. I can actually feel, if I'm being totally honest, I can actually feel my health deteriorating. Sorry. I can actually feel my health deteriorating because my days are not very routine. I don't go by a routine. So I think it's important. For your health, I think it's very important to go to bed and get up regularly, right? So, yeah, that's what, I wish I could. I really, really wish I could, but I don't think it's going to be, I think I would go crazy if I did that. Everything came out of my pocket. Of course, because he's a kid, right? But like, not only for that, but whatever he does, it's going to come out of your pocket, right? So, RUP? What does that mean? What do you mean, RUP? What does that mean?
I think this is the first time you've streamed on a Sunday night this late. I was dozing off and you completely woke me up. Thank you.
Well, I don't know if you should be thanking me. I mean, considering the time, everybody should be getting ready to go to bed now, shouldn't they? Oh, MBTI? Don't worry about that MBTI. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about my MBTI. Just trust your instincts. Trust your own instincts. What does it matter what MBTI I am, right? Like, what does it matter, right? What my MBTI is should not determine what kind of person I am to you or anybody else here. And it works both ways as well. I mean, I couldn't care less what your MBTI was. 뭔가를 하다는 constantly 이렇게 쓰나요? constantly는 지속적으로 꾸준히. If you're talking about like daily routine, like having routine based activities on a daily basis, I guess you could say regularly. Doing something regularly is probably a lot better word for that. We use Discord. I suggest if you're really interested in using Discord, I suggest you look it up on like Naver, and I'm sure there are a lot of blogs, or maybe there are even some YouTube videos that show you how to use Discord. I'll type it in the chat here. It's called Discord. And my suggestion is learn how to use Discord, learn what it is and what it does. And if you're interested still, and you're interested in joining our Discord community, which I highly recommend, then you can join as a member and get the link from the community page on my channel and join our Discord. Yeah. Does your couple happen to exchange gifts on special occasions like birthday anniversaries? I don't mean to pry, though. We do it when we feel like it. Yeah, we do it when we feel like it. Sometimes we don't. Sometimes we do. We don't really think it's very important. At least not anymore. Can you speak any other language except Korean and English? No, I cannot. If I were to learn another language, I think I would choose Chinese. It just sounds so cool. I've always thought Chinese sounded really cool for some reason. I don't know. It's probably because of all the kung fu movies that I used to watch as a kid. But no, I really shouldn't. Sam is capital P, 확신의 P. I'm not into MBTI though. Okay, well, I mean, whatever P is, I'll take it. Sure. I'll just it's actually somewhat a relief to know that I actually fall under a certain category. I'm not saying that I feel like I'm special, but it's nice to know that I'm part of something, 여자아이가 이뻐서 저는 찬성이었습니다. Okay. All right. He must have had a lot of competition, right? If the girl was pretty, I'm sure, you know. Oh, that reminds me of some incident that I heard recently. I can recharge my batteries from this channel. It's so good. It's a good day. Oh, okay. So you feel a little spent, a little tired. Yeah, I think that's part of the reason I came online today, to see you guys, to talk to you guys. Just makes me feel a little better, I think. I don't know how you look very delicious potato. I don't know why you look very delicious potato today. Okay, I'm not really sure what that means. MBTI 제일 짜증날 때 내가 바보 같다고 생각하는 사람이 나랑 똑같은 MBTI라고. Wait. MBTI 제일 짜증날 때 내가 바보 같다고 생각한 사람이 나랑 똑같은 MBTI라고 조회할 때 정말 못된다. Oh, so when you find out that someone you hate has the same MBTI as you, that's like that really gets you, yeah? It really annoys you? Discord is for gamers in the first place. I think the first time Discord was launched, I think a lot of gamers took advantage of its features because it has a lot of features that are really useful for gamers, online gamers. But most, like nowadays, I think most online communities, most of them that I know use Discord to communicate. So it's very useful, I think. Which language is more comfortable for you, Sam? Neither. Unfortunately, I don't feel very comfortable with either. Sometimes, I don't know, sometimes when I'm talking, it just feels more natural to use Korean. Sometimes when I'm talking, it just feels more natural to use English. I don't really know. But one thing for sure is that I don't feel really confident with either one, if that makes sense. I know that doesn't make sense. Yeah, but you know how you guys also, like when it comes to Korean, sometimes not every day obviously, but once in a while something would come up and it would make you feel like your Korean is awful, right? You can't even speak your own language, right? That's kind of how I feel with both languages. And I think that's perfectly natural. So, what is your best restaurant in Korea? You mean my favorite? You're asking what my favorite restaurant is in Korea. What a question. My favorite restaurant. My favorite restaurant. My favorite restaurant. I don't think I have a favorite restaurant. I've never had anyone ask me that before. No. I mean, I have a lot of restaurants that I like, obviously, but how do you choose a favorite restaurant, right? I have a lot of restaurants I like. Where can I get the available Discord address? Oh, hold on a second. I think I may have to update the link. Just give me a second here. I didn't think anybody would be joining today. Just give me a quick second while I update the links, because the links that you see in the community page right now, they are probably out of expired. They're probably expired links. So just give me a second here. Community and edit. Okay. I have updated the links, so refresh the page, go to the community page, scroll down a little bit, and you'll see the updated Discord link. It'll take you to the Discord server. I haven't updated the link on the toddler channel, just so you know. What's my favorite food? I don't really have one specific favorite food, but what my favorite type of food, I tend to enjoy foods that I can eat with my hands. And I'm not exactly sure why, but when I start, I've actually thought about this, and I started listing all of the foods that I liked, and it turns out I like all of the foods that I can eat with my hands. Tacos, pizza, burritos, hamburger, pizza, hot dogs, and what else? Kimbap. I love kimbap. And so, foods that I can eat with my hands that doesn't really require me to wash them right away. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, sandwiches. Those are really good too. So I really like foods that you can eat with your hands. I don't know what it is about them, but I love foods that I can eat with my hands. I don't, ice cream. I'm not really into ice creams, but sure, once in a while. Because I'm lactose intolerant, which means that I can't, dairy products tend not to sit well in my stomach. Dairy products tend not to sit very well in my stomach, so I don't have them very often. Sampap? Yeah, sure. Where did I get it? Get what? Oh, the ball. Oh, this ball. I think it was at a. I think it was I think it was at E-Mart. Oh wait, they're not E-Mart anymore. They are Starfield Market. There used to be an E-Mart next to the Shinsegae department store at the Jukjeon station. There used to be an E-Mart, but they recently changed to Starfield Market. And I was just there the other day, and they were selling, balls. And I don't know why I got this ball, but I just got it. like they were meant to be, right? I don't think... I know that... curry, the food, curry, it's meant to be eaten with your hands, but I don't think I've ever actually tried that. Discover what? About the food thing? Well, it was pretty obvious once I started listing all the foods that I liked. What do you usually do in your spare time? I spend time with my family. I think I've talked about this before, but I always feel that I don't have enough time with my family. And I think it's really, really hard to... It's really, really difficult to be good at your job and at the same time be a good family member. And... I'm always trying my best, so there's never enough time. So my entire time is spent either working or with my family. Even with just those two things, I really don't have enough time. And so, for instance, I think it was when did we stream on Friday night? We streamed on Friday night, right? Like very late Friday night. Actually, wait, did we? Did we stream Friday night over on the Toddler channel? Did we actually stream on? Was it Friday night or it wasn't Saturday? It was Friday night, right? Yeah. So actually, I did not sleep that night. I didn't sleep at all. I worked throughout the night. I uploaded a video on Saturday morning, I believe, and I was planning to get some sleep in the morning, but I didn't have time. I had to spend time with my family. So I had breakfast the following morning, and my wife and I, we took our dogs out, and we spent pretty much all day out together, and we came back, I think, in the evening, and yeah, so... Like I said, there's never enough time. There's never enough time. Then how about me time? Well, in my case, I think I'll have enough me time when I get older. Yeah. Not now. It's just not the phase. I'm not really in the phase of my life where I can actually have the luxury to enjoy me time at the moment, and for the foreseeable future, I think it's just going to be work and family. Work and family. Work and family. I take it that you are a night owl, maybe. It's becoming increasingly difficult to be a night owl. I used to be. I definitely used to be a night owl. But I find myself becoming more physically weaker. And so it's much harder than it used to be before to spend all night working. And so I don't do that unless I really have to or I really want to. 저는 in spare time에 drawing, watching, 가오갤. 아무도 안 궁금한데 나 혼자. What is 가오갤? What is 가오갤? I don't really know what that means. Hello, I found out about your channel just a week ago. Oh, okay, so you're quite new. Well, hey, welcome to the club. It's nice of you to join us. How are you doing today? Any Amber update? Amber? She's, Amber's Amber. 영상 만든 지 오래되셨는데 지겹지 않으신가요? 영어로 질문해야 하는데 어렵네요. Try it. You know what? From now on, I'm only going to respond to questions asked or anything. I'm only going to respond to messages that are written in English, okay? I think that's fair, right? That's fair. I think that's fair. We have to get a sleep for 7 to 9 hours to prevent dementia. Well, I think it's a little too late for me for that. I think it's a little too late for me. So, hey, maybe I can be a living proof that that's not necessarily true. 심야 괴담에서 airing soon. Fuck it. It's not fun these days. 심야 괴담은, it's I don't know. It's lost its magic, I feel like. Sam, how much hours do you sleep on average per day? Like I said, it's very irregular. I really don't sleep regularly. Sometimes I sleep a lot and then I take a nap during the day. But for example, like yesterday, I didn't sleep at all. And so it's very irregular. But if I were to guess, it's really hard to say like on average how many hours I sleep. But if I were to guess, I guess like 4 or 5 hours a day. That's my best guess. That is my best guess. Yeah, Amber is my dog. What's it like having a dog? Had you been meaning to have a dog? What's it like having a dog? It's a lot of work. It takes a lot of work and a lot of discipline to actually have a dog and to have a dog that's healthy and happy. It takes a lot of work. It really takes a lot of work. I think people underestimate just how much time and effort goes into having a dog and having it be healthy and happy at the same time. So it's a lot of work, but it's great. The connection that you have with your dog is very, very special, I think. It's unlike any other relationship that you can have with any other human. I'm not saying it's necessarily better, but it's very special. It's very, very special. That's pretty much all I can say about that. Oh, let's just put it this way. I'm sure a lot of dog owners that are here today will agree with me, but my wife and I think there's not a day that goes by that my wife and I don't talk about the time when our dogs have passed away. Like, we always talk about it. Like, oh, what are we going to do when these dogs are gone? How are we going to live? And so it's very sad to think about that, right? To imagine about that. But there's one thing. There's one huge thing that it will do for me. after my dogs pass, sure, I will be incredibly sad. I probably won't upload any videos and stream for days and maybe up like months, getting over that sadness. However, there is one thing that it will do for me, I'm sure. So in a way, it's already done in that for me already. What that is that I will no longer fear death. I will no longer fear death. In fact, death, I will actually be looking forward to it. To a certain extent, I will actually look forward to it. Yeah. Isn't that something? Isn't that something? That's an incredible thing. That's an amazing thing. You know? Well, I mean, wherever they are. I don't know if they will be in heaven or I don't know what comes after death, but, I choose to believe that they will be waiting for me wherever they are, from the other side, right? Let's just say the other side. And of course, it's very likely that there's nothing after death, but just believing that they will be waiting for me, that we will be reunited after death, it's just a great thing, you know? Anyway, so I guess that's how much I love my dogs. And so I'm sure a lot of people love their dogs even more than I do. But I'm sure there are a lot of people that don't really have that kind of connection with their animals. So I can't really say. The relationship that you have with your animal is different for everybody, I think. So it's different for everybody. For some people, the connection is really strong. For some people, a dog is just a dog. It's just a pet. So, am I religious? No, I'm not religious. I am not religious. Which means I don't really worship any god, any type of god. Oh, no. Someone just asked me about, what it's like having a dog, and just, I don't know, this was probably my, unnecessarily long answer to that question, what it's like having a dog. I was just trying to express how, the level of our, how deep our connection goes. I feel like I'm just obligated to be alive while my dog is still alive. I have to be there for him to take care of him. I mean, you want to though, right? You want to. Do you subscribe to any YouTube channel except for your own? I don't. Oh, you mean? Okay, so, yeah, sure, of course. Yeah. Bizarre Bub. Nuke's Top 5. Slapped Ham. I used to watch Mr. Ballins a lot, but I don't know. I'm laying off of it for a while. I don't know why. It just gets a little, it gets a little repetitive listening to those stories. But I do watch, the three main channels that I watch regularly are those three. Bizarre Bub, Nuke's Top 5, and Slapped Ham. Highly recommend them. They're very good. 쌤, 다음에 자기 강지 자랑 대회 하자고요? I don't know. Is that I don't know how that's going to go. Got any Netflix movie recommendations? Let's see. Did I watch anything recently? I don't know if it's on Netflix, but there's a movie that I watched recently that was an unexpected surprise. Was called Barbarian. Has anybody seen the movie Barbarian? Oh, shoot, that reminds me. Hey, are you guys looking forward to the movie Nosferatu? I think it's I think it's coming into theaters in December. You guys looking forward to that? Nosferatu? Oh, I can't wait to see that movie. Anyway, so a movie that I recently watched was called Barbarian. And I don't know if any of you guys seen it, but that was a pleasant surprise. That was a pleasant surprise. The Room Next Door 봤는데 너무 좋았어요. 아노라도 좋았음. 아노라도 좋았음. 아노라도. 저 포스터 갑자기 다가올 것 같은데. 저는 고양이가 나이 들어서 이제 갈 때가 돼서 그런지 작업할 때 자꾸 고양이를 만들게 돼요. 벌써 그러. Oh right, yes. Okay, when you're making your porcelain, is it porcelain pieces? Yeah. No matter what I get older, I never get used to saying goodbye. Yeah, but that's what makes it special, right? That's what makes it special. I have a lizard instead of a dog, okay? So you have a pet lizard. You have a pet lizard, and it's comforting just by its existence. Yeah. So you too have a very special connection with your pet. That's great. That's beautiful. That is 저는 고양이와 사랑에 빠졌어요. 빠졌었어요. So that I'm assuming not anymore. That cat has passed on. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, animals. Could you type the major 3 channels you just said? Oh, the 3 channels that I said. One, it was a bizarre. I'm not sure about the spelling. I think this is the spelling. Bizarre Bub, and Nuke's Top 5, and Slaptam. There you go. Oh, you saw Tom Hardy? Cool. I'm not a huge fan of Tom Hardy, but it's cool. It's cool that you saw Tom Hardy in real life. 표현 하나를 배우고 나서 그 표현에 들어간 예문을 많이 접해보고 싶은데 좋은 플랫폼 추천해 주실 수 있을까요? 챗GPT 사용해봤는데 가끔씩 엉터리일 때가 있더라고요. I have no idea. I'm sorry, I have no idea. Anybody got any ideas? Does anybody have any ideas? What language do you speak to your dogs? Like when you're training them or something? Korean. Korean. Because my wife, we started with Korean and my wife isn't so comfortable with English, so we don't want to confuse the dogs with 2 languages. We don't believe in bilingual animals. And I've tried talking to them in English. They don't understand anything. They only understand, they're already used to Korean, so I don't want to confuse them. So sometimes when I talk to my dogs while we're streaming or something, sometimes I use English just to keep the character, but in Korean, normally just Korean. Lay off, yeah. When you lay off of something, it means that you you can say stay off of it or lay off of it. Like you stay away from it, not use it. Yeah. Oh, it was right. What did he say? Did he say that? Still taking me to school? Is that what he said? 해외 채널 보면 갱얼지가 마미도 하더라고요. What? I don't really know what that means. You're not a huge fan of Tom Hardy? Then who's your favorite actor? I'm not upset though, just surprised. Oh. Well, in fact, okay, so who's my favorite actor? My favorite actor. It used to be like this was a long time ago, but my favorite actor actually used to be what was his name? Edward Norton. My favorite actor was Edward Norton, but he doesn't make movies that much anymore. So right now, I don't really have a favorite actor. I do like Bill Skarsgård. I am a fan of Bill Skarsgård. I wouldn't say that he's my favorite actor, but he's definitely one of my favorite actors. And yeah, and recently, I think I've talked about this a few times before, but recently I watched the movie Smile 2. In fact, I probably watched the movie about 4 times now, and I'm really impressed by the main actress in that movie. I think her name is Naomi Scott. I think she's an English actress and singer, I think. And I'm actually really surprised by her acting in Smile 2. It was really good. And I think that was what made the movie that much better. If it wasn't for her acting, I don't think I would have enjoyed the movie that much. Yeah, I actually didn't watch that movie, but yeah. I actually recently found out about that. I had no idea she was in the real life Aladdin movie, but she is, yeah. Oh yeah, her acting is good. I was really surprised. Like the more I watched that movie, the more I realized. Like every time I watch that movie, like different scenes, I get really impressed by different scenes. Like, wow, her acting is like really amazing in this one. Yeah, she was just really great like throughout the entire movie. There wasn't a single scene where her acting was a little off or awkward or unbelievable. It was just, yeah. Is that a horror movie? Smile 2? It's a little scary. It's a little scary. All movies are a little scary, right? Don't watch Long Legs. I don't recommend it. I mean, you can go see it. You can go watch it if you want, but I really don't recommend it. You know what? I never watch a movie that I have watched. For me, rewatching a movie feels like a waste of time. Sure, and that's fine. It's okay. For me, I don't know why, but I just tend to, yeah, I enjoy watching the same movie like many, many times. It's kind of like going to the same restaurant again. Yeah. It's like, why would you eat another Big Mac? You already had a Big Mac. Because, it's good. Have you heard of the movie called The Crow? 2024 remake version starred Bill Skarsgård. No, I did not. Do you recommend it? Oh, you don't go to the same restaurants? Really? Wow, okay. Do you live in Korea? Because, how do you not go to the same restaurants? That would be hard, but okay, that's pretty cool. So for you really enjoy new experiences every time. That's pretty impressive. 맛집 가면 심어. Wait. Hey, 방은경, does that mean you become that much more disappointed and even angry when the food sucks? 결혼하셨네요. 사람은 무슨? That's a good question. That is a good question. I heard that original Crow starred the son of... Yeah, I think his name... What was his name? Brandon Lee? I think his name was Brandon Lee, right? I think he died during the production of one of maybe the sequel of the movie or something. He died during a shoot, right? Date to the tool. Can't meet the same person twice. Wow, then it must be okay, let's be fair. Just because someone doesn't like to do the same thing twice, it doesn't mean that it applies to everything in life, right? Because if it did, I mean, how could that person live? Because our lives are it's kind of run on repetition, right? Like repetition is a big part of life, isn't it? Like you have to go, like let's say like for work, if you want to keep a job, you have to be able to do the same thing again and again. And if you can't stand that, that's a big problem. When I watch a horror movie, I feel like I might see the scene in reality. That's really never happened to me before. I kind of wish that would happen someday, but it never does. We're eating rice for all these years, y'all. I mean, yeah, but let's face it. I'm sure it doesn't apply to every aspect of life. Sam, I have a question for you. I was wondering, your current English skills are based on something that you learned in the U.S. or you tried to improve and develop after you came back to Korea? After I came back to Korea, I never really actively tried to improve my English or to maintain it. But I did constantly keep using English. I think I've talked about this many times before, but even now, and even back then, and even until now, whenever I consume any sort of content online, or any kind of content that I consume, whether it's movie, books, online content, it's like more than 90% in English, because I just feel more comfortable with the type of content that are available in English. So I just, so I don't necessarily actively try to do that, but as I'm consuming content and as I am because I would naturally use the language as I consume the content, right? And so I'm pretty sure that it does play a role in maintaining my English, but because I live in Korea and the language that I use dominantly throughout my daily actual life, right? Like when I go out to restaurants, hospital, when I do work with other people, I use Korean. So I'm pretty sure as time goes by, my Korean will overtake my main language. So 맛없는 거 먹고 배부르면 화나. Yeah. So whenever my wife and I, whenever we come across bad food, right? Whenever we're having bad food, I always remind my wife that whether she finishes it or not, the money is already spent. The money is already spent regardless of whether you finish the food or not. So just don't eat it. Don't fill your stomach with bad food. I always tell her that, but she almost never listens to me. You will like 어색한 표현이라며 그러는데 그러면 뭐라 쓰는 게 좋을까? 이거 하면 너도 좋아할 거야. Say I'm sure you'll like it. I'm sure you'll like it. Say I'm sure you'll like it. You will like, that pattern itself is not, it's not awkward, it's not wrong, but it depends on how you actually use it. So one of the most common ways that native speakers use you will like is I'm sure you'll like it. Or I hope you'll like it. I prefer crime documentaries. I see. I like crime documentaries as well. I especially like the crime documentaries made by Blumhouse. Do you guys know the crime documentaries made by Blumhouse? Like Worst Roommate Ever. Have you guys seen that series? Worst Roommate Ever. That was, it was kind of scary. It was really intense. And I think their most recent series was Worst Ex Ever. It's like documentaries of incidents related to like exes and roommates. It's kind of interesting. Some people say that great movies are the ones that remain enjoyable even when you know the ending. Well, it's, I don't think it's really possible to definitively define a great movie. You know what I mean? So, for instance, I saw Schindler's List only once. Does that mean it's not a great movie because I don't watch it again? No. It probably is a great movie, even if someone doesn't watch it once. So, but I do believe that when a certain when a movie has rewatch value, right? When a movie has rewatch value, then it certainly is good. Sure. What is your favorite Korean movie? My favorite Korean movie is Cham. Cham. That movie I was really surprised. I had no expectations for that movie going into it. I was very pleasantly surprised. My favorite Korean movie is Cham. Yeah, that was good. That was a good movie. I really enjoyed it. It's really tough for me to slow down eating speed when I am with my girlfriend. Oh, what's this about? I tend to polish off foods quickly. Maybe I got that habit when I was in the army. The time left in lunch was free time. Ah, okay. I see. In my case, that reminds me of a friend I have. I have this friend. I don't know if he still does that, but one of the funniest things that he always did was he always ate really fast when the food was bad. Whenever he was eating really bad food, he ate really fast. And the faster he ate, it meant the worse the food was. And his logic for that, his reason for that, was because he wanted to minimize the amount of time that he suffered by eating that food. He wanted to minimize the time that he had to suffer by eating that food. So he would just eat it super fast. And it was so funny because, when someone eats really fast, you would think that it's because it's really good, right? But he would eat really fast, and then he would like slam down his chopstick, and he was like, "Oh fuck!" It was so funny. He would finish the food, and then he would just swear, say, "Oh fuck!" Just noticed you're wearing the cap of LA Dodgers. Oh. Yeah, I'm not necessarily a fan, but I just happen to have this hat. Cham is just the debut film of the director Yoo Jae-sun. Really? Oh, I had no idea. I hope she makes a lot of more movies like that. I hope she makes many, many more movies like that. She's a great director. Yeah, actually that was, I think that was kind of one of the rules that he had, probably something that he had learned growing up, that you never throw away food. I think he I don't think I've ever seen him leave any food to be thrown away. Yeah, so I guess that's a good thing. No. Probably not, Haley. Probably not. But that's the thing. That's the really important thing. The important thing is, even if you can't understand 100%, you're still there. You're still there and you're still listening. Because that's the only way to improve. Okay? That's the only way to improve. 부대찌개 속 당면을 먹어 치우길래 좋아하는 줄 알았더니 알고 보니 빨리 치우려고. Oh yeah, I kind of do that too. Like when there's some food in front of me, and I mean, I don't necessarily dislike the entire food, but like I don't like certain ingredients inside, I tend to eat those first to get them out of the way, just to get rid of them, so I can start really enjoying the food in its entirety. Because when you have certain ingredients inside food, and it's always there until the end, then there's never really a moment where you fully and entirely enjoy that food, right? So I think it's fair to do that. I don't think it's a weird thing, right? Whenever you feel down, it seems like you don't eat well and don't sleep well. Come to Discord often. I'll draw a lot of pictures of you. Hopefully that'll cheer her up. Concrete Utopia. Have you watched it? I think I know what that movie is. It's in like a post-apocalyptic, it's some kind of natural disaster, right? Happens, but one apartment building is still standing intact, and everybody is trying to get to that building, and the people already in that building are fighting off the people. It's kind of like that, right? I think that's kind of like the plot of the movie, and I think is Lee Byung-hun in that movie? I was kind of intrigued by the plot. I thought it was an interesting plot, but I never really watched it. How is it? Is it good? If I feel delicious, I'm getting fast. You mean you tend to eat faster when you eat delicious food, right? Yeah, I think that's probably natural. That's how most people are, I think. Do you watch any other types of movies except horror movies? No. I watch family movies too. I watch family movies. Like The Conjuring and Insidious. I like family movies too. Isn't that how it is in Korean too? Like, you saved the good things for last? Yeah. I try my best to adjust the speed, but without knowing, I always finish before. I should pay extra super attention next time. I have a friend who ate, fried rice from the Chinese restaurant. Just a normal fried rice. When we were in school, he said that he could finish that in 2 minutes. I timed him. He finished it in 2 minutes, less than 2 minutes. A very capable person. Yep. Oh, really? Okay. So the movie itself was just, average, but his acting was good. Yeah, I think I've always felt that he was a good actor. I always found his acting to be very, very convincing, very natural, not overdone. I was just wondering what made Sam watch those kind of movies. It's the same reason people go to the amusement park and go on roller coasters. Same thing. You enjoy the thrill. You enjoy the thrill. Same thing. Why go on roller coasters? Why pay to be scared? Same thing. Same thing. I've subscribed to his channel for almost 7 years now, and I can only hear a little what Barmo saying. 7? Have I been doing this for 7 years? Wow. Okay. That takes time. How do you generally come up with English dialogues in your lesson videos? Anything you get inspiration from? From life, from everyday life. From life and content that I consume online. There's plenty of inspiration, like all around. But for the most part, it comes from just, from everyday life. Why did it finish? Oh, I think the reason he did that day was that we had a concert that we had to prepare for, and we didn't have time to eat, or at least I thought we didn't have time to eat. And he said, no, let's eat before we do the concert, or else we're going to be really hungry and mess up the concert. And then I said, no, we just don't have time. He said, I can finish it in 2 minutes, don't worry. I said, no, you can't finish it in 2 minutes. He said, oh, you want to bet? I said, oh yeah, I'll bet you, like, how much do you want to bet? And so he actually ordered 볶음밥 from the Chinese place, and I timed him. I was in front of him. I had my probably my watch with me, and I timed him. He finished it in less than 2 minutes. It's pretty crazy. J-Name says, can I ask something? If someone asked me, like, are you in line, or is this the line, how can I say 줄 아니에요, 들어가셔도 돼요? Just say, no, go ahead. Say, no, go ahead. No, go ahead. No, go ahead. He just saw. I'm pretty sure he did. Is a great movie that shows human nature. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. It's the thrill that people enjoy. Sure, of course. So horrors make you feel thrilled. Not all of them. That's what I'm always looking for. When I'm choosing to watch a horror movie, that's what I'm always looking for, the thrill. Most of them fail. Very few of them actually succeed. And that's probably because I've just watched way too many of them. Why haven't I gotten any notification for YouTube? I don't know. YouTube does a very inconsistent job of getting the notifications out to everybody. I don't know what their system is. I don't know how the system works. Even I've seen and heard many people who have all of their notifications turned on and still not get notifications for some reason. It's crazy. Do you know Pepero Day? Of course I do. I don't really care for it. I couldn't care less whether it's Pepero Day or not, and I really couldn't care less what people do on that day, but I know what it is, yes. Watching horror movies is like shortening lifespan for me. I never think I can open my eyes properly while watching horror movies in my life. Yeah. You don't have to watch it, People like different movies. Fair game. 내일 출근 3시에 있나요 해서 먼저. Okay. Yikes, 3 o'clock? Well, you better get to bed. Okay. All right. Sleep tight. I hope you get as much sleep as you can. I've been joining a movie club. Okay. Online. Watching and discussing movies together every other week in a public library. I think libraries in the U.S. have many good programs for English learners. Oh, that's great. Yeah. Man, I wish I could be a part of a club where they discuss movies. How could anyone criticize his acting? You mean Lee Byung-hun? Green Book is my favorite movie. Oh shit! Is that the one with I forget his name. I wonder if that's the same movie that I'm thinking of. You know the guy from Lord of the Rings? Is that Aragorn? Is it Aragorn from the Lord of the Rings? What's that actor's name? Viggo Mortensen, right? Is that the movie that he is in? He was so funny in that movie. I loved his character. It was very endearing. Yeah, it's not it's not necessarily wrong, but it's just not used very often. It's very I've never I think I've said this before, but I've never heard a native speaker use that expression. That's all I'm saying. I'm gonna go to Sydney on Tuesday. I got confidence after learning with teacher. I will do my best while traveling there. That's great. Okay. Good luck. Tuesday, the day after tomorrow? All right. It must be you must be excited and scared at the same time. No problem. Question. While I'm listening to some podcasts where people say something in English, it's hard to understand 100%. If I'm being honest, I can't understand it at all sometimes in this case. Me too. That happens to me too. Sure. Yeah. That happens to me too. And that's perfectly fine. You know what? That probably happens to you in Korean as well. Think about it. It happens in Korean too, right? We've watched Roommate, which was nearly a horror movie. I wasn't able to watch it in one sitting as usual. There's a movie called Roommate. I haven't seen that one. It must be good, yeah? It's what do you mean nearly? So technically it's not categorized as a horror movie, but it's really scary. Oh yeah, watch Mirror. Is it Mirrors or Mirror? Hey Floppy Name, what's up? I watched 장화홍련 in theater, and that's the first and last horror movie I watched in theater. Ooh, okay. I actually haven't seen that one. Make the Club? I don't know. I probably don't have the discipline to do that. Did anybody watch the movie Goyo from Argentina? I don't think I've ever seen any Argentinian movies. Should I stop at every sentence and see the subtitles to match the words they used in the video with what I heard to check if I understood correctly? Only when you want to. Only when you feel like it. I think that's very important. So I think two things need to happen. Whenever that occurs. Okay, so whenever you're listening to something and you don't understand, right? First of all, don't let it get under your skin. Don't get so annoyed by that. Try not to get so frustrated by that, and try not to obsess over that so much. Just let it go. It's okay. Second of all, it doesn't really. There's no rule like should you. There's nothing you should do or shouldn't do. I think the most important thing is do what you want. If you feel like going back and understanding exactly what they said, then go back. If you don't feel like it, don't do it. And the reason I say that is because that's the only way to keep doing that for a long period of time. Okay? That's how I feel about it, at least. I don't see horror movies because those make me have a nightmare. I understand. And yes, that's fine. It's funny. I don't think I've ever had a nightmare after watching something scary. Isn't that strange? I mean, you would think that I would at least have one or two nightmares after watching all of those horror movies, but I just don't. I don't know why. What do you mean? I do get tired. 그거 보고 프라이드 치킨 무조건 먹어야 돼. In the car, right? Yeah. My favorite is Julie and Julia, which is about French cousin and Meryl Streep. Meryl Streep, acting was perfect. I haven't seen that. 매일매일 영어 낭독하려고 하는데 참 쉽지 않네요. 좋은 습관을 들이려 아침에 일찍 일어나는 것도 목표로 하는데 매번 실패? Everyone, how do you keep your habit up? Not habit, like how do you, stay disciplined? How do you stay motivated and how do you maintain the discipline to do the things that you need to do on a regular basis? That's the big question, isn't it? Because whatever it is, whether it's learning English or exercising or, just whatever good habits that you're trying to maintain, it's all hard. It's all hard. And just because something works for someone else doesn't mean it's going to work for you either. So, yeah, the key is to actually find your own way. I live in Turkey now, so it's difficult to talk with people in Korea around this time. I feel it's really interesting, this situation. You're in Turkey now, okay. I imagine there aren't a lot of Korean people in Turkey. Oh, Art Point was good. Yeah, I enjoyed Art Point. It was funny too. A lot of funny characters in there, a lot of funny dialogues. And the whole, I think the plot was very interesting as well. I really enjoyed it. I probably saw that like 5 times. Yeah. Have you watched Ready or Not? Ready or Not? I don't think I've seen that. Isn't there a game called Ready or Not? Anyway. It's not easy to understand conversations even in Korean, especially if you're not familiar with the terms. Yeah, of course, yeah. So it's, it works both ways, I think. It's not just a problem that we have with English. It's a problem that we have with any language, I think. I watched a zombie movie with a girl I liked, but I got so into it that I forgot she was next to me. That's fair. I mean, you get very immersed in the movie. It's okay, right? That happens. That reminds me, I think I told this story before, but this was back when I was teaching at a hagwon. And back then, one of my small little pleasures of throughout my boring day was showing my students scary videos, right? This one time I was showing my students a scary video, and this one guy, right, he was always like super well-mannered. He was like the nicest, and he was always very well-groomed, like, and he even told us that he would wake up in the morning, like almost every morning he shaved every day. Do guys shave every day? And he would spend like an hour in the bathroom, like trimming his nose hair every day, and so he was always like well groomed, super nice looking, very very well mannered dude. And one time I showed this guy, him and other students, a video, and when the jump scare happened, he shouted a swear word. He's like, "Oh, fuck!" That was everybody. I think everybody there was more shocked at his response than the video. But like nobody ever imagined him swearing. And you know what? That wasn't a bad thing because people liked him more after that. Like everybody there, they got closer. Really, they got really close after that. See, scary videos bring people together. Yeah, it's a really great icebreaker because it brings out the real side of you. I am afraid that the scary scene in the movie appeared in my dream. That happens to some people, I hear. That's never happened to me, so I wouldn't really know about it. I can understand almost everything what they're saying in the podcast and all, but having a hard time me speaking out. Yeah. That's always the case, I think. Thanks for your advice. It's always making me feel guilty when I avoid to see the subtitles to fully understand the content. It's okay. Just, you don't always have to stick to a certain routine or method. Just do what you feel like. I think that's always best. I don't have nightmares. I almost never have nightmares. I don't dream all that much to begin with. Oh! You've never seen horror movies since you saw a ghost? You saw a ghost? Really? That's intense. I would love to hear how you saw the ghost or what it looked like. I have a 5-year-old son. These days, I'm quite interested in the way just 5-year-old kid is learning Korean, mother language. That is exactly how Parmesan always tells us about learning it. Yeah, I think that's the only way that you can actually learn it long term. I've never had nightmare after watching horror movies. Me neither. No, I don't think so. I think it's just I just enjoy it way too much to have nightmares. What is go-to snacks these days? It's different for everybody, I guess. Oh, you mean for me? Go-to snacks? Dark chocolate, maybe? I don't know. My wife recently bought a bunch of dark chocolate, and whenever I see it, I just take a piece and just eat it. Good things take time. I agree, but I would even go further than that. I would say meaningful things take time. Meaningful things take time. Meaningful things and things that have value. Anything that has value take time to either obtain or to achieve or to reach. Anything that has value takes time. I've been learning English phrases from your book. It helps me a lot. Oh, that's great. Yeah. You see, everybody? This is exactly why you need to buy my book. Is it normal that when I have a conversation in English, I cannot remember it that well compared to Korean conversation? This makes people misunderstand me. I'm careless about them. Yeah, it's absolutely normal. Absolutely normal, and you should try not to worry about that. I mean, sure, people may get upset because of that, because you didn't remember certain things that were discussed before, but don't let that bother you, because that is something that you cannot control. That is something that you have no control over, so why worry about it? It's not a big thing, but this gets in my nerves consistently. Whenever I let international friends know my name and they try saying my name, no one has pulled off to say my name properly. I'm thinking, you mean Dongguk? Your name? So that's okay. It's okay. It's no big deal. It's no big deal. Don't let it bother you too much. Where has the red cap teacher gone? I have no idea. I have no idea. I can't wash my hair after watching a horror movie. It's so scary. Yeah, it gets. That's why I have this huge bottle of water here. I get more scared by people screaming more than the scary things. I know, right? Yeah. Chungkrisim, are you gone now already? Oh, you don't believe in ghosts? Okay. I don't necessarily believe or not believe ghosts. I've never seen one. I just enjoy, I just enjoy scary things. Does a ghost really exist? I hope so. I really hope ghosts exist because I would like it if there was something after you die. I would really like it if there was actually something after you die. There's one behind you. I wish. Please, ghost story. I have one ghost story. There was this couple that had separated, so they're divorced, but they separated. It was an amicable split. It was an amicable split, meaning that they split, but it wasn't like a very bad and messy split, right? So they split. They decided that they were better off separately, and so they split. But they had a daughter. They had a very young daughter, and they agreed that they would share weekends looking after their daughter, right? So one weekend, the dad would be with their daughter, and one weekend the mother would have the daughter, right? So one weekend, the dad was working from home. He was on his computer working from home, and he could see out of the corner of his eye, right? Out of the corner of his eye, he could see his daughter was just playing around, right? Just running around. And he just wanted to focus on his work. He knew that if he started playing with his daughter, then he wouldn't get anything done, and he just wanted to focus. So he pretended like he didn't see her. And out of the corner of his eye, he could see that her daughter was like peeking around the corner and running around. And then suddenly he got this really intense chill all over his body. And the reason was he suddenly realized that he was not looking after his daughter that weekend. It was not his turn. And so he got up, he looked around, nobody was there. His daughter wasn't there. He called his wife, and it turns out the daughter was with his wife. That was pretty scary. That story was kind of chilling for me. Yeah. I probably didn't tell it right. No. There was nobody in his house. Divorce was the scariest part. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe it was a ghost. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it's just a made-up story. Probably just a made-up story. Most ghost stories that you hear are probably made up. The poster behind me. Oh man, I really wish I could see that in the theaters. I really, really wish I could see that in the theaters. Stop doing that. You're going to scare people here. Hey, Sean, what's up? How's it going? You know, I think they have the prequel, like the earlier versions, like Terrifier 1 and 2. I think they have it on the VOD. I think they have it available on your internet TV, because I haven't seen the movie, but the face of the clown looks so familiar for some reason. I feel like I've seen the poster maybe. I live in SK. SK. What is that poster? The poster that you see back there, over there. It's a poster of a movie that is playing in the theaters right now in the US. It's doing pretty well in terms of the rating and the reviews. It's a horror movie, and it probably will never show in Korea. It probably will never show in Korea. Oh yeah, yeah, I remember you. You live in Portugal. Welcome back. These days, I love happy ending movies. Smile 2 was not happy ending. Most movies are happy ending, aren't they? Santa? It is a killer clown dressed as a Santa. Is that the same one Sam posted on? Yeah, that's the same one. That's the one I posted on Discord. Oh, yeah. We're not talking about anything scary anymore. I just saw the plot of Terrifier on YouTube. Did you see the trailer? You saw the trailer? Do you think he can make America great again? I don't really know much about Trump, but from what I read and saw online, I think, there's no perfect politician, obviously, but I think he's, for Americans at least, for the Americans, I think Trump was the better choice. From what I've seen. Let's see. But we'll have to wait and see, right? They'll have to wait and see. Have you watched a romance movie? Sure. I've watched a lot of romance. I've watched Titanic. I've watched. I really enjoyed. You know the movie As Good as It Gets. The movie As Good as It Gets. I saw that probably more than 10 times. What else? What other romance movies have I seen? I think that's about it. Oh yeah, As Good as It Gets. Yeah. Jack. Whenever I hear Jack, it reminds me of The Shining. What do you think about horror movies using Disney characters like Pooh or Bambi? Oh yes, there's actually a horror movie using the Pooh character. I think that movie came out as soon as the license was dropped, so anybody can actually use Pooh without paying Disney any money. And that movie was horrible. I actually saw it. It was really, really bad. But what do I think about it? Well, I mean, it is what it is, you know? It is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. I watched Begin Again and Notebook in CGV Theater. Hello, how are you doing? How's it going? Cheese name's profile pic? Cheese name? Oh. Who are you asking? Are you asking Ticklenim? I think she's asking Ticklenim. About Begin Again and Notebook? I don't think I've watched either of those movies. The titles sound somewhat familiar, but I don't think I've watched either of them. Romantic and touching. Okay. I've always been interested in horror movies. Me too. Tickle님 says, yes, I guess I cried a little bit. 전 공포 영화 아니면 흥미가 없어요. Really? You and I are the same. Looks like we have a lot in common. One huge thing in common. It's warm in Portugal, even in November. How's the weather in Korea? Is it cold? You know, it should have gotten a lot colder than it is now, but it's still warm. It's still pretty warm during the day. You could be out in shorts and t-shirts and it will be fine. So it's very, very concerning. Global warming is real. And he smiles suspiciously. Who? Horror movie junkie? Yeah. 공포 영화 볼 때 겨울 같은 거 다 뒤집어 놔야 됨. 너무 무서워. 거울 같은 거. It depends on what kind of movie you're watching. If you're watching Mirror, then yes. What do you think about that Dodgers won championship? Did they? I have no interest in baseball. I have no interest in baseball or any other sports team for that matter. I don't watch sports. I know I'm wearing the hat, but it's just a hat. You don't like sports at all? I like playing sports. I don't like watching sports. As a kid, I used to watch basketball all the time. I was a huge basketball fan, and my basketball is certainly my sport. Even when I play sports, I usually prefer to play basketball. But I just don't watch sports all that much. I don't know why. I just don't enjoy watching sports all that much. I can watch zombie movies, but I can't watch any horror movies that ghosts... Oh, okay. So any horror movies with ghosts. Gotcha. Would you speak English only if you had a child? Would you speak English only if... Oh, are you saying would I use only English around my child if I had a child? No, I don't think so. That's a good question. So, with my child's language development in mind, which language would I use dominantly? I guess I would use Korean dominantly. I guess that would really depend on where I plan to live. If I plan to live in Korea, then his Korean has to be better, right? So yeah, I would use Korean dominantly, but yeah, that would be. I've never really thought about that. It's a good question. Basketball. If you're into horror, try watching some. They're every bit as horrible. They're every bit as horrible. Sometimes reality is scarier than movies. It's a different kind of horror. I think reality is a different kind of horror. Oh, you like my hat? Thank you. I like this hat too. 농구장 가면 너무 신나요. 농구 선수도 멋있어. 소리 팍팍 치면서. Just hearing you guys talking about horror movies, I can feel my stomach shrinking and it aches. Uh-oh. I don't know why everybody's still talking about. You know what? As much as people hate horror movies, I think there's some part of them that are kind of curious. Something that intrigues them. That's why we're still talking about it, right? That and sports. Hey folks, that can't means Live Academy, not LA Dodgers. 축구 좋아하는 친구에게 이렇게 놀릴까 하는데 너무 짓궂을까요? I love football. You know, I'm talking about real football, not the sport where the players fall down even if their jerseys just brush against each other. 축구 좋아하는 친구에게 이렇게 놀릴까 하는데 I love football. You know, I'm talking about real football, not the sport. Oh, like American football, you mean? Okay, not you're comparing it to soccer. Okay, yeah, I guess you could say that. Sure. Nowadays, Cavs is dominating the league. Cavs? Cavaliers? Are you talking baseball or basketball? My son plays football in Portugal, but he also likes to play basketball. Yeah. Last Friday, I bought Christmas decorations. Happy with you guys. We should call him Gamosem. Whatever you want. Call me whatever you want. Did you prepare something for Christmas? I really love Christmas. I don't really care for Christmas, to be honest. So I have prepared nothing for Christmas. I do have a couple of Christmas trees that I will probably decorate, and just put around. But beyond, anything that goes beyond Christmas trees, I'm not really planning on. Just whatever I have. Just a few things. I love water sports. It's so refreshing just by watching. So like swimming, jet skiing. Is jet ski a sport? It's not a sport, right? So like synchronized swimming. Do you like when it snows? No, I don't like it when it snows. The only time that I enjoy the snow is when I'm inside and I don't have to worry about cleaning the snow. But that's very rare because whenever it snows, that means I have snow to clear around my house. And that's one of the reasons I actually bought a huge leaf blower from DeWalt. We my wife and I have always talked about getting one, and just a couple weeks ago we got it. And so this year we're hoping that cleaning the snow is going to be a lot easier this year. We bought a huge leaf blower. Have you ever believed in Santa? I guess when I was a child. I guess. I think you can live wherever you live. Countries, I envy you. Anybody can live anywhere. It's really, just, it all comes down to how determined you are, how much you want it. Just because you can speak English, just because you can speak a little English, doesn't really necessarily make it a lot easier. I mean, I'm sure it is a big part of it, but I'm sure there's more to it than that, you know. Do you have any night routine and weekends? No, I have no routines at all. The only thing that I do regularly is take my dogs out every day. Almost every day. It's really hard time for me to take all the Christmas ornaments because you don't need to be stuck at work. Oh, you mean because of my work? Yeah. Yeah. I guess so. That's sure. When it comes to when it comes to my work, sure, as long as there's internet, I can work almost everywhere. I'm sick of hanging out with no girlfriend. Oh, okay. Do you try to speak more simply during live stream? On the toddler channel, I do whenever I can. Sometimes I forget that I'm on the toddler channel, and sometimes I rant on about stuff and kind of waste everyone's time. But I do try to keep things simple, but not on the main channel. It depends on what we're talking about, I guess. I love yoga. It really helps with my back pain. That's great. My wife has been experiencing some back pain lately, ever since she kind of took a wrong step while walking the dogs. Maybe she should try yoga. Yeah, because ever since we came to this, ever since we moved here, every year has been a real pain because of the snow. Every year has been a real pain. So this year we decided to actually do something about it, and we got a huge leaf blower. And so we're hoping that it's going to make things a lot easier. I just realized it's Christmas next month. Next month! Yeah, it's already November, isn't it? It's already November. When does the live stream end? No, that's fine. It's good. There is no difference between toddler and main channel these days. In terms of, I guess, yeah, I think the line is certainly getting a little blurry. Maybe it's time to make a new channel. But think about it. At some point, the people who are learning at the beginner level, at some point they have to move up, right? They have to move up. Simple is the best, so I barely try to eat food, something which has newly released. Okay, so you don't really pay any attention to like trendy foods and stuff like that? I do regularly swimming on Sunday, but today I was exhausted after doing that. I don't know why. Yeah, sometimes you just feel a little more tired than you normally do. I think it's something that everybody goes through. I'm going to go to sleep. I have to go to Songbukdong earlier in the morning. It's a big shame. I want to chat more, but it's time to be ended today, Sam. I'm glad I saw you tonight. Okay. All right. Sweet dreams. Have a good night. And have a great day tomorrow morning. Had a great day tomorrow. I joined right after waking up. I'm in the USA now, and your classes are more helpful. Oh, that's great. That's great to hear. Thanks for letting me know. So what do you do in the US? What do you do there? I have a Tennessee country accent. Whoops. Message retracted. Okay. Oh, wait. Is it still on the screen? Okay. I have a Tennessee country accent because that's the English I learned when I was living in the US. How my Korean FRJ. All right. So the last part we missed, but So you have a Tennessee country accent. I think I've heard that before. They have a pretty strong accent, don't they? Very southern accent, I think. Good night, sub. Night. Sweet dreams. Wow, it's already past midnight. When will I be finishing my water? I think I'm almost done. Running pretty low. The southern accents have a very strong R, don't they? They have a really strong R, don't they? We have just under 300 viewers right now. How much do you want to bet that there are at least 100 of these viewers who have already fallen asleep with their phones on? And maybe I should just start yelling into the mic and wake them up. Or maybe we should start making some really scary sounds. What scary sounds can we make? Harry Hanim, I'm at the airport right now heading to Canada. Wow, okay. Look, guys, we have someone at the airport right now as we speak heading to Canada. Cool. I think more with I, words like Bible. Is there only except eng? I think more with I, words like Bible. I'm Doromonknim. I'm not exactly sure what you're referring to. Oh wait, no, that's the different person. Dominic P says love the southern accents, and then he says I think more with I, words like Bible. Oh, right. They don't complete the I sound, right? The Bible is like Babel, right? It's more like an A rather than an I. I introduced you to my daughter as 발모 선생님, but she actually calls you 발모 아저씨. That's fine. she's just being extra observative and very descriptive. That's true, right? Could you bark? Bobble. Bobble. Could you bark? What do you mean? You want me to bark? Hi, I'm in Canada. I'm eating late breakfast now. Oh, what time is it in Canada? Is it like 9 o'clock? I will upload the poster if you are falling asleep. Bobble. Is that how they say it? Like bobble? Recently I learned a trendy word in English. It's Riz. Do you know it? Oh, isn't that short for charisma? It's what the young kids refer to charisma, isn't it? Riz. Now I'm just a homemaker. I moved here with my family. Oh, okay. Oh, I see. All right. Wait, where did you say you were at? Forgot. After I studied your classes, I try to use some sentences in that day. Whenever I realize your examples work in the real conversation form, I truly appreciate. Oh, well, that's great. It's great that you're really making good use of it. It's 10 after 10 a.m. Okay. All right. In Canada, it's 10 after 10 in the morning. All right. Southern accent is kind of relaxing. It surely does, I think. It has a kind of has a very soft and warm and very friendly tone to it. I agree. I'm newcomer in U.S. Oh, you're in the U.S. Which part of the U.S. are you in? Which part of the U.S. are you in? I enjoyed Southern accent in the movie Forrest Gump. Oh, right, Forrest Gump. Where is he from? Is he from Alabama? I think from one of the more recent, it's probably not a very recent movie anyway, but more recent than Forrest Gump, at least. I think what was his name? I don't even remember the name of the actor. Maybe we need to end the stream and go to bed. Oh, what the hell's that guy's name? The actor from Interstellar? I think this is the first time I actually forgot his name. The main actor in the movie Interstellar. What's his name? Anyway, so that character, I think, has a pretty strong Southern accent in that movie. Oh, right, Matthew McConaughey, yes. So I think his character had a pretty strong Southern accent. I don't know exactly which Southern it was, but he had a pretty strong Southern accent in that movie. Which was funny, because his kids didn't have Southern accent in that movie. I wrote a very emotional letter to my favorite idol, and he replied, "It's okay not to be okay, and it's okay to cry. Oh my Lord, I love him so much." Wow! Whoa, you actually got a reply letter from your favorite idol? That's awesome. I wonder if it's actually from him or his manager, or from his public relations manager or something. Because they usually have those public relations staff members, right? Do you do a Christmas tree? Just curious. Yeah. I actually have one mid-sized Christmas tree and one smaller sized Christmas tree. I'm planning to have one set up in my studio in the next couple of weeks, maybe. There's actually a place near in my neighborhood. They have they sell, it's like a huge storage space, and they have all these decorations. Of course, they switch items as the seasons go by, and they usually have a lot of stuff there. So I'm thinking of maybe stopping by and picking up a few things. I have a Tennessee accent because that's what learned here. Okay, now back in Korea studying education of English. My colleagues think I need to fix it, but I ain't have a clue to do that. Have any tips maybe? Your colleagues? What do you mean your colleagues? People that you work with? Or your classmates? I'm not sure if you're a student or if you have a job or anything. But I don't think... No, you don't need to fix your accent. There's nothing wrong with having a Southern accent. No, I can't do a British accent. I can't. I just can't. Young Sheldon is also on my show list to watch. Aha. Yeah. You know, it's kind of funny because I do enjoy... I really did enjoy some sitcoms, American sitcoms, but for some reason, I never watched a single episode of The Big Bang Theory. And so Young Sheldon has never been on my radar to watch. Because I just don't know the character. I don't know the character enough to appreciate it, I think. Here is in Orange. Oh, you're in Orange County, just 4 months. Nice weather, but a little bit tough. Okay, tough how? Tough how? Orange County. I believe I was there. I was in Orange County once. I was chased by a dog. King Tom, hello. What did you watch? What did I watch? You mean like sitcom? I watched. I think my all-time favorite sitcom was Friends. My second favorite was probably. Oh shit! What was the title? Oh, Married with Children. Did you guys watch that? Did that sitcom ever air in Korea? Married with Children. It was a really hilarious show. I think a lot of people forget that show ever existed. But there's a show that was called Married with Children. And it was really funny. That was one of my favorite shows. I watched that. And I also watched a little bit of Seinfeld. And what else? Not a lot. Just a few. Sure. Yeah. Who do I like the most? I think Chandler. I think Chandler was my favorite. Right. They're all good, right? But if I had to choose, I think I would choose Chandler. I heard OC is very good to live in. OC, Oh, Orange County, okay. Have you guys watched Will and Grace? I like it better than Friends. Oh, Will and Grace. I totally forgot that even existed. No, I don't think I've ever watched a Will and Grace. I don't think I did. Janice? Yeah, Matthew Perry's gone. Such a shame, right? Such a shame. Have a favorite NFL team? No, I don't. I don't think I've ever sat through a single football game, NFL game. No. Janice. Yeah, she was a very lovable character, I think. I do love Grace and Frankie. Oh, and I think I also used to... It's kind of embarrassing for me to say, but I think I also enjoyed Brady Bunch. Brady Bunch was kind of fun. I think I didn't watch the entire show. I did watch a few episodes. Oh, and one of my favorite shows, one of my favorite sitcoms as a kid was actually Gilligan's Island. Did it air in Korea, Gilligan's Island? That was one of my favorite shows as a kid. Gilligan's Island. I actually remember trying not to miss an episode of Gilligan's Island. Fresh Off the Boat? I don't think I know that one. No, I don't know that one. Oh, Gilligan's Island? It's so the plot of the show is, I think it's a group of 6 or so people who get stranded on an island and they just live there. It's like a mix of like random people. There's one scientist and there's a movie actress and there's some professor and there's like an old rich couple. Yeah. Gilligan's Island. Oh, 남자셋 여자셋? Yeah, they kind of modeled that after Friends, didn't they? He looks like the real athlete who loves any kind of sports, but he actually doesn't like any. What are you talking about? Have you ever watched the Disney sitcoms? Recently, they're airing the sequel of Wizards of Waverly Place, which Selena Gomez made her step as a teen pop star. No, I don't know any of the ones that you're referring to, no. They have sitcoms based on Disney characters? Really? Oh, Gilligan's Island? Yeah, it was, well, for kids. I think so. I think it was safe for kids. Yeah. I think it was, yeah. In fact, I think it was mainly targeted for kids. WandaVision? Yeah, I didn't, I at some point, I just kind of got sick and tired of the Marvel series. Yeah. One too many, right? One too many. I just woke up in the middle of sleeping. Are we still streaming? See, I told you. I'm telling you, at least 100% are asleep right now with their phones on. Yeah, we're still online. We're gonna end very soon. I'm almost out of water. I guess as a kid, I watched more cartoons than I did sitcoms. I think some, like, my favorite cartoon series was probably Beavis and Butthead. And Ren and Stimpy was up there somewhere with the bests. I watched a lot of DuckTales. And Darkwing Duck. There were a lot of cartoon characters based on ducks, I think. I really love Daria. We're up together all night. Not all night. I'm almost done. Yeah, there was a cartoon series called DuckTales when I was a kid. I really enjoyed that series. DuckTales, woohoo. I kind of remember the beginning of the song. Oh yeah, DuckTales was I think it was the one with the Scrooge character in it. Remember Scrooge? Scrooge the Duck? He was in DuckTales. Very close second. Do they say very far second? I don't know. That's a good question. I suppose you could, and it would make total sense, and it wouldn't sound very awkward at all. But, yeah. I suppose you can, but I'm not familiar with it. No. Oh, was his last name McDuck? I forgot about that. Scrooge McDuck. Oh yeah, that actually sounds familiar. Yeah, okay, good night everybody. Yeah, I think I'm done too. Yeah, I'm done with my water. Tom and Jerry. Oh yeah, of course. Like, how can you forget about that, right? Tom and Jerry was like everyone's favorite. Magic button soup. Magic button soup. I don't know what the magic button soup is. What do you usually eat for breakfast? I try not to eat breakfast because it usually gets me really drowsy. I know I should eat a little bit of breakfast because it's better for my overall biorhythm, I think. But I usually prefer not to eat breakfast. When I do, I try to eat light. So, yeah. What about you? What do you usually have for breakfast? Drowsy. I think it's this. Drowsy. Yeah, drowsy. What's your favorite American food? I miss those Chinese foods and tacos. What's my favorite American food? Well, I was just telling the guys earlier that I really enjoy foods that you can eat with your hands. So, like, the typical type of American food, like burgers and pizzas and sandwiches and hot dogs. And I also really love burritos. Almost all kinds of burritos and tacos. I really enjoy those. But you can get those kind of foods in Korea as well. So, I don't really need to say that I miss those. Oh, hey, 원유주님. Why does your name sound so familiar? Your name sounds so familiar, 원유주님. Why is that? Why does it sound so familiar? 자다가 봉창 두드린다? 봉창이 뭐예요? What's 봉창? Is this live? No. 또님, this is not live. This is a recorded video. So, but it's okay. Welcome. It's nice to have you with us. 오, 사진 보니까 저도 기억나요. 사진 보니까? 사진? Wow, if this is true, you have really good memory. You have a really good memory, 방금. If that's what? Oh my gosh. That's incredible. This is why people call you AI 방금. My gosh. 봉창 means windows? Really? What was the expression? So, 자다가 봉창 두드린다? Okay. I'm not familiar with that expression. What does it mean? Jay Songname. It had been a while, Sam. I usually watch your recorded videos, but I wish I could join the next live streaming. Again, thank you for everything you did to me. I really appreciate it. Good night. All right. Good night, Jay Songname. It was nice having you with us. Have a good night. I know, right? She's got one heck of a memory. Jesus. I think 원유진님 had attended a couple of times a few months back. Yeah. All right. 원유진님, are you overseas? Are you not in Korea? Or what are you still doing up? Everyone here should be in bed. Everyone should be in bed. All right. I am. 뜬금없이 헛소리 행동하는 거 자다가 봉창. Oh. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, out of the blue, I guess that's one way to put it. It depends on what it is that you're talking about, I guess. The sound of kimbap bursting? What? I remember that picture with the Golden State in SF. What? I have lived in Korea for my entire life. Oh, okay. All right, guys. I think that's enough for today. That's enough chat for today. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in today. Hopefully, tomorrow or the day after, I'll get my extra monitor that I can add, so I can have enough real estate, screen real estate for all these windows. Okay, I wasn't even looking at this. Anyway, okay. So thanks everybody for tuning in today. I had a good chat. I might be doing these just random chats on weekends, once or twice a week. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm thinking, because during the weekdays we usually do go through a lot of intense dialogues, right? So I think some of like this random kind of chat format streams, could be a good way to unwind every now and then. So we'll see how things go. Okay, so it was my first time watching live stream, but just wanted to say thank you. Oh, okay. Hey, thank you for stopping by. I hope we can see you next time as well. Hope we can see you next time. All right. So thanks everybody for tuning in. Have a great night, whatever you're doing or wherever you are. Have a great rest of your day wherever you are, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one.